Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Mauricio. Mauricio is from Houston in Texas in the USA. So let's see what Mauricio has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello, comfortable?
Yeah,
So hello Mauricio, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time today for the interview. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks for the kind words as well that you literally, I was talking to you a few hours ago. I mean, for me it was early morning, for you it was still night. And
That was awesome.
you're
Yeah,
you're just saying so beautiful words. So thanks so much for your kind words. Thank you.
yeah. I mean, I was just being honest. I was just kind of looking through your videos, and I was just seeing like, because I just wanted to see like kind of what the questions were like, I guess.
Uh-huh.
And it's like whenever people were talking to you, you were really just engaged and paying attention to what they were having to say. So
Well,
I don't know. I kind of related to that a lot.
thank you. Thanks so much. So tell me, how's your day going so far?
Good so far. Haven't really, it's my day off, so I haven't really done much as far as productivity, but yeah, it's a good day.
Thanks for taking the time as well on your day off for the interview. Thank you. So tell me, where are you
Yeah,
from,
of course.
Mauricio?
So I am originally I was born in Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
but I lived in Houston, Texas my entire life pretty much.
I see. And all your family, they are back in Mexico. They are in Houston as well, Texas.
A little bit of both. I have a lot of family here in Houston, and then different parts of the United States, but
Mhm.
we have a large part of my family in Mexico as well. So just all over the place, kind of. Yeah.
So tell me, what do you do for a living, Mauricio?
So my career choice was kind of something I stumbled upon on accident. I started very early on waiting tables, and it
Mm-hmm.
was just kind of like a means to like pay the bills and that kind of stuff. And over time, it became a natural career choice. I had a mentor who I guess saw something in me, and he pushed me to become a manager. And from there, I realized that it's something I really enjoy. So most of my work experience has been in what has been restaurant management,
Mm-hmm.
and so kind of like being the team leader and kind of guiding that kind of stuff.
Amazing. Very good. So before we start our journey within the Magic Box, I would like you to tell me something interesting about yourself.
Something interesting about myself. Let's see. You put me on the spot here. Well, something that people don't really know about me is that I have been playing the viola since I was 12 years old. So I'm actually classically trained in viola.
Oh, wow. Amazing. And how often do you play?
I don't play as much as I would like. I do give private lessons every now and then, just like a little side gig. So maybe like once or twice a week.
Wow.
But that's mostly for the lessons. I don't really play so much for myself as much as I used to.
Amazing. Okay. So through the journey, I'm going to explore more, a little bit more about yourself, about your career, and also about your point of views. Okay.
Okay.
Should I call you Mauro or Mauricio? I can see on your name here is called Mauro or Mauricio.
Whatever you're comfortable with, I'm fine, honestly. My family calls me Mauri, but most people just call me Mauricio.
Mauricio. Okay, I'll go for Mauricio then.
Okay.
Mauricio, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
I'm ready, yeah.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So this is my best friend. From the fun questions. I'm just going to play a song now just for us to relax a bit before the first question, okay?
Okay.
Let's do it. Mauricio, before we start the game, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. First question for you is, what motivates you the most in life?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one. I would have to say that my family. My family has definitely been my main motivator. Um, Probably like in my worst moments in life when things were difficult, they've always been there. So it's always been kind of like my motivator to like show them that their faith is placed in the right place and just kind of like, make them proud more than anything. Mhm.
And which person in your family you feel more close to?
Um, Probably my brother. I have three siblings, but my brother that's immediately after me, we definitely kind of we're closer in age, so we grew up together a lot. So he's the one I kind of like have those conversations with, and yeah, definitely he's the closest one.
What's the biggest similarity between both of you and the biggest difference?
The biggest similarity is that we're both huge nerds. We both just genuinely love to learn. We'll find a subject and we'll just kind of like we'll have like a 4 hour conversation about how cars work or something like that. So definitely we're both huge nerds. The biggest difference is our social life. He is very much an introvert. He would much rather stay at home and just kind of like more of a homebody. And I love to go out and meet people and just, the social butterfly. So we're definitely opposites in that regard.
Are you more, you are the youngest, the oldest?
Oh, I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest of all of them.
I see. Okay. Next question. Let's do it. Hey, Mauricio. Next question is, what talent do you wish you had?
Ooh, so many. Which one to pick? Um, hmm. I mean, I do know I'm good at music, I'm musically inclined, but I wish I had a talent for it because I feel like I have to work very hard for it. So I feel like I would have to go with that. I wish I had like a natural talent to like learn instruments and like be more like music inclined. Um, yeah, for sure. It's just music is definitely a passion. So yeah, I'd have to go with that.
And when you who do you have any idol or people that you always feel very connected with in the music industry?
It changes. It's never
Mhm.
like just one person per se. It just depends on like who's on my playlist at the time. So I guess right now I've been listening to a lot of female rappers, um, which
Mm.
is very unlikely. It's a new thing. Um, but like I said, it always changes. Um, Specifically, this one rapper named Queen Irby, her lyrics are very uplifting and positive, and just talks about like self care and that kind of thing. So it's definitely a motivating thing.
See. All right. Next question. Let's do it. Before the next question, tell me what do you like the most about living in Houston, in Texas? What's the best part of it? And also the flip side, what do you find most challenging?
My favorite part about Houston is that there's always something to do. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is. It doesn't matter what time of the year, time of the day or night. There's always somewhere to go. There's always something to do, someone to hang out with. So definitely, it's a busy city. I know New York is technically the city that never sleeps, but I feel like Houston definitely there's always somewhere to go. Um, yeah, because like I said, I'm a social butterfly, so for sure that's the highlight. Um, the downside probably is the size. Houston is such a large metropolitan area
Wow.
that sometimes, for example, if you're trying to date somebody, you meet one and then you conversation, and then they tell you that they live in uh, Pearland, and I live in Sugarland, and both those places are in Houston. But to get to Pearland, it takes me about an hour. So yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. So I probably wouldn't even consider that anymore. So definitely the sign, something that is a negative thing, and the traffic for sure.
Actually, I had a guest on the show, I think a while ago from Houston, and this person said, William, the traffic here in Houston is the worst.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah, 5 o'clock traffic is really a thing.
I see. All right. As you said that you are a social butterfly, tell me if I would come for a long weekend, or the weekend to Houston, where where would you take me? What's the best place to go that's a must?
Okay, so if you were to visit, I'd probably take you to, I'd have to take you downtown. I would probably have to take you to like Discovery Green. It's literally right there by the convention center. It's
Mhm.
this huge right in the center of downtown, and you can go walking. They have all kind of art fixtures. It's just like the epitome of what you would expect. Um, and then during the evening, I'll just take you to the neighborhood. I'll take you to check out Montrose. That's the name of like our little gay area, I guess. And I take all my friends there, gay, straight, whatever, it doesn't matter. They always have a good time and they always want to go back. So definitely I would take you there.
Amazing. All right. Next question, Nice. What is your favorite place in the entire world and why?
Hmm, that's okay. I would have to say that where I was born. Um, so I was born in this small city called Salamanca in the state of Guanajuato in Mexico. And it's honestly one of the most beautiful places I've ever been to. And I'm not saying that because I'm biased. It's a lot of people think that. Um, it's just preserved its like colonial feeling. Like a lot of the architecture there is still like what it was back then. Um, it's a huge tourist place. It's just beautiful, and then the weather's perfect. It's in a valley, so usually during the day the temperature is very like it's perfect. It's between like 60, 70 degrees, and then in the evening it gets a little colder. It's just to me it's the perfect place. So definitely the city I was born.
And when you think about your childhood memories there, what's the best memory or the first memory that comes to your mind?
Oh, being at the dinner table, watching my grandmother cook. She would make these called gorditas, but they're not like the savory ones that most people know. They're these like little round, like it's like masa. It's like a maize, but it's sweet, cinnamon in it, and it's just like this little masa that you cook on comal, which is like a hot piece of soap. And I would just sit there and watch her make these when I was little. And she'd give me the first one, so they'd always be like fresh and warm, and it's just my favorite moment for sure.
Oh, amazing. Next question. Let's do it. Next question is, who has been the most influential person in your life and why?
Hmm, so many influential people. Probably my son. So my son, I met him when he was 6 years old. Um, he kind of came into my life unexpectedly, which was the best way. And he definitely like changed me. It was a moment when I just realized that it wasn't about me anymore. So definitely my viewpoint on all my goals and what I wanted out of life, and kind of like where I was gonna go from that point on changed drastically. So it was definitely a turning point for me. So for sure, yeah, my son definitely I would have to say was the most influential.
Oh my God, it's this beautiful. So tell me, if you can talk, you said that your son came to your life unexpected, and also at the same time as well, tell me how is being a gay dad.
I love it. It's the best. I don't know. It just, like I said, it was very unexpected. I met him because the person that I was with at the time, he uh, he was a product of his previous relationship to another man. So basically, he has four dads now. Um, so I remember having a conversation with him because I knew he was getting bullied in school because his friends knew he had dads, and kids are very curious and that kind of thing. So I asked him, I was like, "Hey, I think about having all these dads. Like, I don't care what your friends think. Like, I want to know what you think." And he sat there for a second and he thought to himself, and he goes, well, some of my friends at school tell me that their dad isn't there, that their dad's gone. So I think I'm pretty lucky to have all these dads. And that was from a 6 year old's mouth.
Wow.
So that definitely did something to me. So that's what I'm saying. Like the way it happened, how I became a father, I couldn't have, it couldn't have been better had I planned it myself, for sure.
Oh, sweet. And he's back in Salamanca, or he lives in Houston as well?
He lives in Houston. All four of his dads, we all live here in Houston.
Wow.
So we kind of share custody. So he kind of like is all over the place. Right now, we trade him off like every school year. So one year he'll be with his other dad, and then the next year he'll be with me, and then like that. And then when he's not with me, I'll go every weekend or every other weekend, or I'll go to his like he does a lot of sports, so I'll go to sporting events and that kind of stuff. So I have to schedule time basically to see him.
Oh, that's sweet. Oh my goodness. Wow. Amazing story. I'm glad that you shared that. Amazing. Ready for
Yeah, I
another
definitely
question?
didn't. I was gonna say I definitely didn't expect
Ah,
to be a dad of 31 and have a 13-year-old.
wow. Amazing. Next question. Let's do it. Next question for you, Mauricio. Let's do it. What is the worst pickup line have you ever heard?
Oh, there's some pretty bad ones. Um, I don't really get a lot of pickup lines. Like no one's ever really, it does happen, but not often. Um,
It doesn't need to be towards you. It could be towards anybody else that you ever heard.
I mean, I just hate that one that everyone says, like, did it hurt? Did what hurt? When you fell for, like, how many times do you have to hear that?
Tell me
Oh God.
how is the gay dating life in Houston, in your opinion? It's easy, like I mean, in a gay scene, it's easy to date guys, or there is this thing about big cities where there are a lot of guys, and you know, getting into a serious relationship, it can be difficult. What is your opinion on that?
It's a little bit of both. I don't know. It just depends on what you're looking for. Maybe a few months ago, whenever I wasn't really trying to find anything serious, I would have told you, "Oh, gay dating life is great," because there's plenty of options. Um, but now, like, I'm not in that place anymore. Like, I want something more substantial. I want somebody I can spend time with. Um, yeah, it's pretty dire. So it just depends what you're looking for. You just kind of have to go into these situations with no expectations. Just whatever people have to offer. And but I don't know. My experience personally, I just feel that people are too fickle and self-involved. Unfortunately,
Mhm.
it's such a fast city, and everyone's just kind of like go 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 go. So it's so easy for people to like just meet you and they'll find one thing they don't like and then they'll just move on. Um, I feel like we're kind of losing sense of how to, be present and how to have that empathy for each other. And, not everyone's perfect. And sometimes you might not like someone all the time, and that's okay. It doesn't mean you should just give up on them. You know, people are you know, worth it.
Absolutely. Right. I have 3 questions left for you. Let's do it. Next question is, who would you swap lives with for a day if you could?
One of the Kardashians. I would love to live their life for a day. That's an easy one. Any one of the Kardashians. Doesn't even matter which one. Yeah, if their last name's Kardashian, I'll swap lives with them.
Which one is your favorite? That's when you think about them, all of the Kardashians, which one is go like, okay, that's the person I connect more with, like I feel more connected with?
Uh, Probably Kylie, because she's like the most independent one. She just kind of like does her own thing. I mean, she's there, but she just like is on her own wavelength. So yeah, definitely Kylie. Yeah, she's her own. She walks to the beat of her own drum. They say.
Do you, when you watch the Kardashians, do you prefer the early seasons or you prefer those new ones now that's on TV?
Oh no, the new ones. Like I like to be updated on what's going on for sure.
Amazing, very good. 2 questions left. Let's do it. Before the next question, tell me, there are, in your opinion, there are a lot of Mexican people in Houston. How is the the community, the Mexican community in Houston, in your opinion?
It's a little bit of everything. It's very like, I don't know, there's just a lot.
Yeah.
It I would say it's a very positive one. We definitely are a very close community, so you always have people like trying to help you look out for each other, that kind of thing. Especially with social media, you find a lot of groups on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I actually like the community that I'm in. It's kind of hard not to be in that community if you're born into it. Even though I was raised here in Houston because of my upbringing, because of that community, I feel very close and very in touch with my Mexican roots, for sure.
And how is being gay in Houston? Do you feel safe? You can express the way you are, you can be yourself, or can be a bit tricky?
I've never really had any, yeah, no, I can't think of any negative experiences. Maybe like in high school a little bit, but even then it wasn't that bad. I just kind of stuck with my friends, and then other people's opinions didn't matter. Uh, but no, I've never felt like not safe. I've never felt like I couldn't hold my significant other's hand in the street. Like it's, yeah, very inclusive, very, just open minded. Yeah, I love my city, and it's always made me feel safe.
Amazing. All right. Next question is, what makes you really angry?
When people question my values. I'm a very patient person. It's very difficult for me to get upset or think anything offensive. I realize, sometimes people are having a bad day and they take it out on you. But when people start to question like my morals or like my, you know, yeah, like just me as a person, um, without me giving them any reason specifically, that's something that just it gets under my skin. Like immediately, like I was upset.
You're so right. Actually, talking to you, you come across a very calm person, like patient. It's interesting saying that because when you start the interview, straight away I could get that from you. That you come across a very understanding, calm person. You always been this way?
Yeah, I can't. I have to say that, yeah, I have always been this way. And it's something that people always remind me about, to the point where I'm like, now I'm very self aware about it. I would have to say it's kind of a talent, even. I have this, I don't know, this thing about me that just makes people feel very comfortable. I just kind of give people the space to be themselves. Um,
See.
I like to say I'm kind of like a chameleon. I will adapt to like your way of whatever makes you feel comfortable. Like I'll adapt and then just go from there. But yeah, it's something people can't help but notice.
Amazing. What's your star sign?
I'm a Taurus. I was born in May. My birthday just passed actually.
Oh, wow, amazing. I'll tell you something now. My connection with Taurus, yeah. I have like at least 3, 4 close friends that they are Taurus. My first
Oh
love
yeah.
was my first love was a girl when I was 11 years old, and she was Taurus. One of my best friends, like back in Brazil, he was Taurus as well. My first friend I made here in Europe from Portugal, his name is Sergio. He's from Taurus as well. I'll tell you something now. All those people, I felt in love deeply, like literally deeply in love. But it doesn't work. I was born to be friends with Taurus, not a romantic or a love relationship as a couple. I realized that. So when I meet someone, yeah, and we are talking, I feel connected, I go like, oh my God, this person is quite interesting, is quite nice. I ask their, what's star sign? If they say Taurus, I go like, you know what? We're going to become best friends.
Oh man, I just got friend zoned.
It's so interesting because I fell in love deeply. Like those 3 people, like my first love, this girl, I was like deep in love for years with her, like literally, you know. And yeah, so I had like this experience with Taurus is very interesting. So yes, we meant to be friends, not a romantic or for you know, a love relationship, just a friendship, and very strong as well. We trust each other very well.
So what's your it's a sun sign, I think.
It's our silent Scorpio, November.
Um,
Very intense.
that
Yeah, very intense.
that I think I understand now.
Ready for the last question?
Yes, I'm ready.
Let's do it. Last one. Before the last question, Mauricio, you know those 2 years and a half, like 2020, when the world literally went upside down regarding the COVID crisis, yeah? Personally for you, what's the biggest positive impact that brought to your personal life during that time?
You said positive impact?
Yeah.
So it was actually a really hard time for me, I'm sure it was for most people. But even though it was a challenging situation, I think that the culmination of all that was a very positive one.
Mhm.
Because what ended up happening is that I got a lot closer to my family. I ended up moving closer to them, and it was, I don't know, it kind of like refueled these family relationships that I had kind of, not been taken care of as much as I should have. And I didn't realize at the time how much I actually needed my family in my life. So now looking back, I'm grateful for all that. So definitely that's the highlight of, all that negativity. It definitely brought me closer to my family, and it reminded me of where I came from. Sometimes you forget, you get lost in life and everything that's going on. So it's always good to come back to your roots for sure.
Absolutely. Okay. Last question for you is, what would your ideal life look like?
My ideal life, I would be married. I would be married. I'd probably have my house already, and I would have a huge house with my friends living there with me. And I would be traveling a lot. I love traveling. I love meeting people, and I love trying new cuisines. Like when I travel, I go for the people and the food. That's it. Oh,
Do
and
you,
the architect.
do you like
So yeah,
cooking?
uh-huh.
Do you like cooking?
Oh, I love cooking. That's one of my passions. That's my love language. If I cook for you, I like you a lot for sure. That's the way I like to show people that I care about them.
And what's something that you cook that your friends likes the most?
Churros. I like to make churros from scratch.
Uh-huh.
So that's something that I spoil my friends with whenever I have them over and things like that. Or they'll beg me just to make them for no reason.
Amazing. Very good. Right, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to give away some words, just one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay? So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like, don't forget to share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much and enjoy the word association game. Let's start with life.
Fun,
Family.
love,
Sex.
playful,
Money.
a house,
One word for love.
family.
Religion.
What was that?
Religion.
Religion, suppression,
Okay. Politics.
headache,
Fear.
full,
Friendship.
my friend Erica,
Or desire.
my crush, but I'm not gonna say his name.
I was about to say, I'm not gonna ask his name, okay?
Yeah,
Regret.
none.
Success.
Career,
Wish.
Can't think of anything. I literally went blank. Disney,
Okay. Happiness.
traveling,
One word for Houston.
hustle,
One word for USA.
immigrants,
And the last one now. Salamanca. One word.
hospitality,
Actually, another one. One word for Mexico.
culture.
Amazing. Let's pretend now you're going to meet your best friend. You said Erica, yeah? Her name.
Yeah.
I'm going to meet Erica for a coffee, and I'm going to ask her, what is the most beautiful thing about Mauricio, and what's something that he still needs to work on, to improve on? What Erica would say?
She would probably say that my biggest look, well, the good thing would probably be what we were talking about earlier. Like my patience with people, my love for people. I don't know, just meeting people. I'm a people person. Someone called me a people pleaser, which I didn't really like when I heard it. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, no, that makes perfect sense. That's very fitting. So she'd probably say that. One thing I could work on for sure, she would probably say I need to work on knowing when to ask for help. So if I'm like facing a challenge or something that I'm having difficulty with, I will wait until the last resort till like I've exhausted all other options before I will say, hey, someone please help me. So I need to learn how to know when to ask for help sooner.
Very good point, actually. Very good point. And I learned once that ask for help is a big sign of being strong.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Yes, absolutely.
Vulnerability is actually a strong teacher.
Absolutely. Right, let's play now Mauricio and the magic box, and you can ask me a question. But before you ask me the question, tell me what's your favorite Spanish word?
Oh, that's a good one. Well, okay, so I have this thing actually. I have like a vocabulary word every week. So every week I pick a word that I like for some reason. And
Amazing.
yeah, I just like that's my word of the week. And so I'll try to use it, whatever. So this week my Spanish word is efímero. It's which in English it's the same thing. It's ephemeral. Um, but it means like something that's like instant. Like it's like for example, water vapor. It's ephemeral. It's like there and then it's gone. So that's my favorite Spanish word right now.
Amazing. Okay, Mauricio, you can ask me a question now.
All right. So I was wondering, how is it that it came to be that you're from Brazil,
Yeah,
but you live in UK?
yeah.
So was it like a career change or was it just like how did that happen? Because that's a pretty big, I mean, you're across the pond.
Do you have another 2 hours to talk about?
Uh, is there,
I'm joking. I'm
I
joking.
do.
Right. So, great question. Growing up back in Brazil, you always had this America dream, you know what I mean, to go to the USA, to have a better life, to help your family, to speak English. So, as a teenager, I started studying English and I always been passionate about the language. And of course, being a teenager, I just thought about living in the US, New York City, Florida, somewhere in the USA. But life sometimes doesn't work the way you want it, yeah. And sometimes or most of the time life takes in a direction that you're not expecting, and for me that's the case, yeah. When I was 19 years old, I'm cutting a lot, yeah, because I'm a lot until to get to the point. So
Okay.
when I
This
was
is a short
19,
version. Got it.
yeah, when I was 19 years old, I had the opportunity to move to Portugal, yeah, with a lovely lady, with a great friend, and I lived there for almost 5 years. But I always wanted to live in a country where I could speak English every single day. That's always been a dream as a teenager. And I said, okay, if I go to Europe, I can go to Ireland, I can go to England, and I can live a dream. I can speak English. So, long story
Right.
short, I had the opportunity to go to Portugal, and I didn't think twice. I was 19 years old, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take the risk. I'm gonna take the challenge, and it has been a beautiful journey. Not easy, beautiful. Like it's been really, like learning. It's been amazing. It's been amazing, And I, I live a dream because I speak English every day. I live in a place in London, I mean, where I can speak English every single day. So yes, it's been a beautiful journey. And the main reason was I always wanted to improve my English, to speak English every day, and also to help my family. I always had this thing about, giving a better life to my family, to give opportunities that I never had, and all those things that you always wanted to do. So yeah, that's the two main reasons, about the language and also about having a better life and looking for opportunities, and also helping my family back in Brazil. So yeah.
That's crazy because even though like you're in totally different countries, your experiences have been completely different from mine. I can relate so much to that, like so much. Like, having immigrant parents coming from Mexico and that kind of thing. I think that was literally why they came here to give me a better life. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. It's true. You know what I mean? You know very well how it is, for you to live in a foreign country, when you are looking, you are just chasing your dreams. You just want to get a better life. You just want to help people. You want to learn, become a better person. And I think, it's not easy, but at the same time as well, it's beautiful. It's such a joy to live in a different culture. When you just learn every day, you learn a lot, different things that when you live in your own country, you're never going to learn. You need to live abroad to understand things, to live a different life. And I'm so lucky and fortunate that, I always follow my dreams. I always want to, my intuition. And I think that's what life's about. It's about, you go after your dreams, what you believe, Doesn't matter, could be in your country as well. You know what I mean? Anything. You need to ask yourself what makes you happy, what brings you joy, and just go for it. That's what I believe.
That takes a lot of guts. That takes a lot of guts because I know
Yeah.
when I did that, it was. But okay, so I have a small question. So
Okay.
do you feel like now that you're a little older, you're not 19 anymore? Do
No.
you feel like you're not as impulsive? Because like I feel like when I was that age, I would have moved to Ireland or done whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas now, I would probably think a little bit more about it. Like there's more things that would hold me back.
Totally,
Um,
totally. I understand. Yes, yes. And sometimes as well, sometimes I talk to myself. I go like, you know what, William? Sometimes I miss this 19 years old, full of energy. I'm still there. I'm still there. And it's funny because, somehow I still feel that, not with the intensity that I did when I was 19, but still, sometimes I talk to these 19 years olds, person like want to gain the world, to go around the world. And I think it's still here, but with more, let's say, understanding. You know what I mean? I just before I just went for the flow. The opportunity came, I just was there. Okay, let's do it. Nowadays I think a little bit longer, I analyze more than before. Yeah, I think that's when you're getting older. Yeah, you just understand more. I think it's age. I think all of us will go through that. And it's everything fits the right time. I think when I was 19, it fits well. Now, you know what I mean? It fits the same, but in a different way. That's
yeah,
how I.
I don't like to say. I would say experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Experience life. It's a beautiful journey, and also a beautiful um, college. Yeah, you just learn living life. You just
Yeah.
graduate living life. That's the way.
Honestly, that's inspiring. I like hearing your story too. I don't know if I would have had the guts to do that. Actually, let me not lie. I did do that. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I went to a whole different city whenever I was 17. So yeah,
Yeah.
I can relate. Scary, but I'm glad I
And,
did
e-
it.
and even that before, when I was younger as well, when I was like 16, 14, my goodness, I could tell so many stories that, I just was traveling and trying it a lot, a lot. I'm going to write a book one day about it. I think I need to put that thing in words.
Oh yeah, I haven't done that. You should.
Yes, absolutely. Mauricio, did you enjoy the interview?
I did actually. I enjoyed it a lot, more than I even thought I would. So
Oh,
thank you for
great.
inviting me.
Thanks so much for taking the time for the interview. Thanks as well for accepting the invitation. And again, I'm going to say thanks so much for your kind words. You made my day today with your beautiful words. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Honestly, anytime, and I feel like I gained a friend, so don't hesitate to reach out. I'm here for a conversation if you want it. So for sure,
When I come when I come to Houston, for sure I'm going to contact you. And you need to cook that churros, okay?
yeah, yeah, I'll make some. Sure. Yeah, so it's not a big deal. I'll make some.
Before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
I've read Peter Pan not too long ago, maybe a few years ago, and there was this one quote in that book that was just kind of weird. I didn't really understand it. So I just kind of had to sit with it for a while. But it's the part of the book where Peter Pan literally says, to die would be a wonderfully big adventure. Which I was like, why would anyone say that? But no, I actually now I kind of love that. So something that I just have in the back of my mind constantly. I'm thinking about getting a tattoo possibly, um, because it's just kind of talking about like the unknown, taking that leap of faith and how you can't gain anything unless you take that risk and you learn in the uncomfortable spaces, pushing yourself to the limit, and you never know what you might do. So I kind of try to live by that, trying to push myself more than I even know what I'm capable of.
Absolutely. Stepping out of our comfort zone, taking risks, it can take us in a very, very beautiful place. That's for sure.
That or we'll learn our lesson, one of the two.
Mauricio, thanks so much for the interview, and you keep in touch, okay? It was a pleasure, okay? Thank you.
For sure.
Take care.
Bye. Have a nice
Bye-bye.
day.
And you. Bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.